Do you see this? This is not a commander. This is a bullet with your opponent's name on it, and it is designed to quickly and efficiently take out one opponent at a time as fast as possible. So fast, in fact, that my playgroup has asked me to stop playing this deck. So I want to give it to you so that you can be a nightmare with it. Stay tuned to learn how. This deck is all about making Tifa ridiculously big and dealing commander damage enough to take your opponents out one at a time, as early as turn 3 in some cases. But how do you get enough landfall to make this 1/2 trampler a lethal weapon? I'm glad you asked. By finding ways to change Tifa's power through the use of equipment or counters, you can make it so that just 3 lands in a single turn get her power up over the magical 21 for a commander damage win. The quickest of these are Adventuring Gear and Skyclave Pickaxe, both with landfall that give the equipped creature +2/+2. With no other effects, you can stack triggers so that Tifa gets the +2/+2, then doubles her power, turning your first landfall each turn into a 6/4 trampling Tifa. 2 more lands after that and you're lethal. In fact, my quickest opponent knockout, I had a turn 1 Adventuring Gear, turn 2 Tifa, then on turn 3 equipped the gear, played a land, played Explorer dropping a Riveteer's Outlook, and went to go get another land, making Tifa a 36/8 trampler on turn 3. And unless your opponents start pointing all of their targeted removal at your commander, you can do this turn after turn after turn until you've taken everyone out. Which does make it important to put some gotcha effects that blank targeted removal into the list. I prefer ones that put a counter on Tifa, so it's easier to buff her power on subsequent turns. Gift of the Viper, Snakeskin Veil, and Gaia's Gift to name a few. All can be used in response to being targeted to save Tifa. That is, unless you've got some boots on her. I keep Swiftfoot boots and Lava Spur boots in the list to give her haste for some nasty surprise wins while still giving her a measure of protection too. And the benefit of being a ramp deck is, with a 2-mana commander, that you can always just recast Tifa. And I mean always just recast her. You'll be ramping fast enough that the commander tax can't take effect. The core of the deck is, of course, ramping. And I've prioritized effects that go get at least 2 lands at a time to ensure a double pump for Tifa. Nissa's Pilgrimage, Circuitous Route, Explosive Vegetation, Map the Frontier, Migration Path, Reach the Horizon, Skyshroud Claim, Entish Restoration, and Harrow all means that there's no shortage of ways to grab the 30 forests in the deck and drive Tifa's power sky high. And that's only the 2 land effects. Animus Awakening, Boundless Realms, and one of the modes on Will of the Sultai can get many more lands than that, and in just one spell cast, make Tifa lethal. There is more than one way to scale Tifa though, and by making her power larger through other means, it lets you rely on fewer landfall triggers. Scale Up lets you turn Tifa into a 6/4 green worm, then start doubling her power, relying on just 2 landfall triggers to get her to 24 power. Blackblade Reforged gives you a massive pump to power and toughness, and in some cases makes just a single landfall trigger a lethal Tifa. Staff of Titania is some great tech, as it pumps Tifa's power for each of those forests you have, and makes a land token on attack, pumping her power before she deals combat damage. Absolutely crucial. And reliable ways to get counters on Tifa, like with Ride the Shoe Puff and Roaring Earth, means that she can be big without the power doubling on other players' turns too. That toughness boost from counters is absolutely essential to making sure that your 2 toughness that doesn't double commander can survive a lot of attacks. And along these lines, Ordeal of Nylea is a perfect overlap in synergy, not only putting +1/+1 counters on Tifa on attack, but eventually going to get 2 basics and doubling her power, all before she connects for damage. It may be a bit telegraphed, but if it can't be stopped, it's game over for one unlucky loser at the table. Having ramp effects on creatures provides additional redundancy, with Farhaven Elf, Wood Elves, and even Primeval Herald all being able to go grab you lands on cast or on attack. Sakura Tribe Elder, a classic, is another good use of a creature slot that can grab you a land after blockers are declared for more good power pumps. and effects that fetch a land on attack like Brawlios, the Regalia, and Lumbering Worldwagon all ensure you may not even need a card in hand to go get enough landfall triggers to turn Tifa lethal. If you do go hellbent without cards in hand, a Quirion Ranger can help you pick up a forest on each player's turn, while Poo-Poo UFO can help you put them back in play for extra landfall triggers. But ideally, cards like Hunter's Insight and Abundance will mean you're never lacking for options throughout the game. One good connect with Tifa and you'll draw enough cards to win outright. What if you can't though? What if your playgroup keeps killing Tifa on sight? Well, the rest of the deck is a landfall deck with landfall synergies and can win the game without your commander. Zendakar's Royal and Chocobo Racetrack can make you enough tokens to clog up the board and eventually alpha strike in. Tireless Tracker and Tireless Provisioner can keep you stocked up on resources, cards, life, mana, while you do the things you're already trying to do. And the classic Rampaging Balos can make enough 4/4s to scare anyone off of attacking you. After all, Courser of Krufix will keep your life total topped up and joins Augur of Autumn and Loot in letting you play lands off the top of your library on the regular. This is also the only deck where I would seriously include cards like Myriad Landscape and Blighted Woodland, as the landfall triggers they get on just being a land are pretty crucial. Same goes for Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds in a monocolored deck. Just one land can net you 2 landfall triggers. Just like Broker's Hideout, Cabaretti Courtyard, and Riveteer's Outlook, 2 landfall triggers for the price of 1 land drop. And even Escape Tunnel is really useful. If you don't use it like in Evolving Wilds, you can use it to turn a 2 or less power Tifa into an unblockable killing machine before triggering any of your other landfall effects and making her even bigger. But my favorite part of this whole brew is that I built it with basically leftover scraps. Without Tifa, the whole deck is like $35, making it a good cheap option even if you wanted to buy the deck rather than try to win it. It also leaves a lot of room for upgrading the deck too. I would love to include Emerald Medallion or Open the Way in a non-budget build of this deck. 3 Visits and Nature's Lore were options, but tutoring just a single land at a time is not the vibe of the spells in this deck, as we want more lands at once. Bristly Bill would be an amazing include in the deck if he weren't currently $45, but definitely does what we want him to do. And Lifestream's Blessing would be an amazing include for more big bursts of card draw when we get Tifa's power really rolling. Not to mention fetch lands. Wooded Foothills, Misty Rainforest, Verdant Catacomb, any forest fetching land would be awesome for doubling up on landfall triggers. And Ramanap Excavator, Crucible of Worlds, and Conduit of Worlds would go even harder with more fetch lands in the list, turning each land drop into multiple landfalls. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Oracle of Moldiah, and Exploration would all be great here too, letting you play multiple of these lands that make multiple landfall triggers each turn. Tifa, a fetch land, 1 extra land drop a turn, and any effect that lets you play lands from your graveyard is more than enough to turn Tifa into a lethal attacker every turn. I'd love to see how you would upgrade this list as well. Are you going full non-budget with the deck? If you're building it yourself, let me know in the comments and share your lists. But if you want a chance to win this deck, you'll need to do a few things. First, like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Then comment Final Heaven on this video. I'll pick 1 lucky winner on July 14th by midnight Eastern Time. Be sure to check my socials and check this video again to learn who won. You can also go right now to my MOXFIELD profile to check out the full deck list too. It's linked in the description. Be sure to like the deck list for an extra chance to win. MOXFIELD is the best deck building platform in the world and makes it easy to build decks and search for specific cards with their powerful tools. Be sure to check out my brews on my profile today. If you want to pick up any singles whatsoever, go to Card Trader. Use my promo code MECHANIC right now to get 5% off your order from any TCG. Card Trader's Zero system means you can get cards from all over the world with only 1 shipping fee. Save money and time today. If you're looking to sell off your Magic cards, go to Card Conduit. They are hands down the easiest way to sell your individual cards, without the hassle of traditional buy listing. They'll give you top dollar while handling all of the heavy lifting, from sorting to grading to optimizing your price across a huge network of vendors, and they'll give you cold hard cash for it. You can use the promo code MECHANIC right now for 10% off of all fees. If you were inspired to brew today, you have to hit that subscribe button. Check out this other brew on my channel now for more sweet deck techs. And as always, folks, good luck and have fun.